Welcome to another week of Eye of the Storm, a Guelph Storm podcast with myself, Ryan Drury, the voice of your Guelph Storm on Rogers TV. Very pleased to be joined by another one of the leadership core for the Storm team this season, a guy that has really grown on the fan base with his hard work on and off the ice. And off that, he has got an A stitched on his jersey this year, and I think deservedly so, Mr. Rowan Topp. Topper, how's it going, buddy?
I'm doing well, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. And let's start there. What does it mean to you as a kid who's really worked hard for all of his opportunities in this game and continues to do so? What does it mean to you to get a letter strapped on your jersey this year? It must be a tremendous accomplishment.
Yeah, it's obviously a proud moment for me. Ever since I stepped into Guelph, I've given everything I had, and whether that's in the gym my first year if I wasn't playing, or in every practice and every battle practice, trying to be a leader, trying to work on everything put in all the effort I can. And that's something that's really important to me, and I take pride in that. And it's obviously an honor to have an A, but at the same time, we have so many great leaders in the team this year that I'm really excited just to see how everyone can step up. I've seen it in the younger guys. They're all in the gym as much as me. They're all doing the work they need because they understand after last year, which was a little bit more of a disappointing year for us, how important it is to take all those steps. And I'm glad I can help lead the way. And it's an honor for me.
That's been something I've heard from a bunch of people, including obviously your general manager, George Burnett, your coaching staff last week, chatting with your captain, Charlie Paquette, just a new level of dedication, not only on the ice, but off the ice, little details, being in the gym. I've heard that there's been a big raise in the level there. And when you look at a guy like yourself, who's been a hard worker from the moment he stepped onto an OHL rink, and I think that's a big reason you've kind of become a fan favorite. I mean, you're certainly a favorite of Mark and I up in the booth. When you look now, like you're in your fourth season in the Ontario Hockey League, like, do you catch yourself looking around going like, how the hell am I one of the old guys now? What happened?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, every year it's gotten a little bit different. Obviously, you come back a year older every single year, but this year in particular, a lot of guys moved on, and yeah, it's just weird to think that you're the third or second or third or fourth oldest in the team now, and it's obviously an honor. Like you look around and look at the stall you're sitting in, and you think a couple feels like just a couple months ago that Jake Murray was sitting here as when I was in my rookie year, and um, but no, it's definitely different, but um, it's gone by really quick, and it's something that I've really appreciated. And um, to all the young guys, obviously, just you got to take it in. It does fly by. I know everyone says it, but when you look around, you're the older guy there now. It's an honor, but you're also a little bit sad that it's gone by so quick. But no, I'm just really looking forward to a good year and being a leader out there.
Well, you got plenty of time left. I mean, you're only
Yeah,
19. You got plenty of
exactly.
OHL runway in front of you. And I
Yeah.
think it's going to amount to a really great pro career for yourself. And I'll touch on that aspect in a minute. But, when you talk about being one of the young guys and your experience when you first came in, you got into 9 games in your rookie campaign before you played a full season. You were up and down between Guelph and Air. When you look back on yourself as a young 16-year-old kid, and now you find yourself a 19-year-old guy, a veteran, a leader on the team with a letter on, when you reflect back on that 16-year-old kid to where you are now, what are some things you've learned along your journey that you're hoping to maybe impart on some of your younger teammates, and more specifically, I guess, the younger defensemen on the team, Rowan?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll start with air. That was something that was really massive for my development. My first year I came in, I worked hard that summer. I gave it everything I had. And even I knew I wasn't ready. I could feel it. And that's something that I accepted. I played the game as hard as I could, the 9 ones that I did get in. And I think that going down to air, the coaching staff was great. The teammates were great. The competition was fabulous. I got to do it with Hunter McKenzie for the first half of the year, and then Hunter McKnight came down with me, and so I always had a buddy there, and all the guys were super welcoming there, and just that playing time really helped my development, and I think that was really important for me. And then that year, I also got to practice with the Storm every day. I lived here, so that obviously was really good for my development. And one thing that I noticed in my 16-year-old year is I beat myself up a lot over the little mistakes that every 16-year-old makes. in practices like that. It's just it comes with the speed of the game. It comes with um, how dialed you are and how focused and ready you are. Those are things you learn as you go through the process. So I think for me, the one thing that I can talk to about our defensemen or younger defensemen coming in, is maybe some that are playing in junior B right now that have been drafted or looking to come in, just trust the process that our management has given you. And in practice, ask questions. Don't beat yourself over little mistakes. Just give it your all. That's the most important thing, and the coaches will respect you for that. And ultimately, it will help you to become a full-time player on Guelph one day and be a leader.
I think that's very well said. And, you kind of touched on it. Obviously, it was announced not that long ago that the now greater Ontario Hockey League, they dropped
Yeah,
the J out of the name. I'm still getting used to that.
so am I.
Yeah, it's, I think everybody's in an adjustment period there. Official development partner. Now, I mean, there's been development agreements for a long time, but now, it's in ink, it's official, it's set in stone. From yourself, coming from the perspective of a guy that you said, spending time in that league really helped your development. How critical is it to have a league like the GOHL involved with OHL teams in terms of helping young players maybe find their feet? How critical is that, do you think, moving forward?
I think it's everything because you look at a kid who's coming from U16 who may not be as physically developed yet. One thing that I knew is just mentally developed. It's a whole different lifestyle when you come to play in the OHL. And I think that step into the GOHL now or the Junior B League is something that gives you a feel of the pace of play and the schedule of junior hockey with your practicing and everything like that. And you get used to the fact that you're playing with older guys, um, some guys that have jobs that are working and then coming to the rink and playing. Then you have guys who are obviously in school with you. Um, but yeah, I think it's really important to have that league, especially for younger players um, who maybe aren't ready for to play in the spotlight yet in the OHL, especially as a defenseman. I think it's extremely difficult to play as a 16-year-old defenseman in the OHL. It's not an easy task. There's a lot on you being demanded to play against the top players that are obviously some teams or some guys are going to NHL camps. Some guys that are signed to the NHL. Like it's a different level, and I think that the junior B leagues will really help develop and get the kids to where they need to be before they come into the league.
Speaking of development camps, obviously you were an invitee this year. I believe you were spending time at the development camp in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes, yeah, I got invited to the rookie tournament in summer or in the fall, and I went there and yeah, it was awesome, really fun opportunity, and we played two games against one game against St. Louis, so I got to play against Bushinger, and one game against Chicago, and then after that process, I played hard, I played well, and I was fortunate enough to make main camp, so that was really eye-opening for me and getting to be on the ice with Kaprizov and Boldy and Bogosian and all the stars on the Wild. It's cool, really cool experience. And like I said to a lot of people, it was probably one of the most fun 2 weeks I've had playing hockey in my life. It was just eye-opening and prepared me for a great season ahead in Guelph. And it gives you that drive to just help your team win, and it gives you the drive to make it to the next level, which comes with team success and winning.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say you will get to that next level, and this won't be your last camp invite. That's for darn sure at the pro level. Hopefully Kaprizov maybe treated all you guys to something with that fresh new deal he's got.
Yeah.
How's Bushy doing? Did you get to interact with Bushy at all? Have a chat with him? How's he doing?
Yeah, we the guys from Minnesota went to watch the St. Louis Chicago game that the day in between our two games because they were playing each other and Bushy wasn't playing that game, so I went up and sat with him and his family and my parents were there, so we had a great chat and he's doing really well and it's great to see him.
That's great, man. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Bushy, one of our favorites, and
Oh yeah,
we'll find him pretty soon in a St. Louis
I
Blues
think you
jersey, I
will.
think. Absolutely. When you consider that camp invite, and obviously, you're a guy that's, like we've said, worked really hard for all of his opportunities. You continue to create opportunities, and I think will continue opening up opportunities in the future for yourself. at the pro level. You talk about obviously the motivation of wanting to come back, help your team, the hunger that comes with an opportunity like that being associated even for a short time with an NHL squad. What did that do for you personally in terms of your dreams of pushing for that pro level?
Yeah, it's like I said to my parents, I've said to everyone, I think every single day that I walked into that rink for 2 weeks, I looked around and I'm like, just wow, like the things I would do to get here, and that just kind of pushes you to motivates you more to do the small things that are really important that'll get you to that next level. Because I've always had good work ethic in the gym and things like that, but it makes you want to pay attention more to the small details, watch video, do the extra stuff in the gym that maybe you hadn't done before, that you weren't doing, ask more questions again, and just kind of overall focus in and just think about how this could be your future if you do these things. So that was something that really was important to me. And again, um, I just was kind of shocked every time I walked into that rink and saw all of the facilities and the people that you were surrounded by, and it was really cool for me.
Well, I get it in your head to maybe start getting a little more used to that because I think Mark and I and everybody we talk to, we're all pretty convinced you're going to be a pro hockey player someday. I think we're all very confident of that, and it's because of the work ethic. Like when you first stepped on the ice, I remember your first game, and you laid a big hit your second shift, and we kind of all looked at each other like, "Who's this kid?" Like stepping out there laying the lumber, and it was a lot of fun. And like you've continued to do that, you've become that teammate that everybody kind of refers to as a workhorse, a grinder. You go out there, you do those little things. Doesn't necessarily show up on a stat sheet every night, but it's big and the team notices it. The block shots, the hits. I was looking at some of your highlights before we came on here, and it kind of skipped my mind some of the fights you got into last year too.
Yeah.
And you did real well. If you go on hockeyfights.com, I don't know if you've been on there, you're a winner, and everybody voted that you're a winner in all the fights. I mean, pretty darn good. Where'd that come from, that work ethic? I mean, we know what you're all about off the ice and what you bring to it on the ice, but that desire to do all those little physical things, including maybe dropping the mitts, like where that takes some fire, man. Like, where's that come from for you?
I think I have to circle back to my home life on this one. I grew up on a poultry farm with my dad, and he every morning I was there to work with him. It was always you don't leave until the job's finished. You don't half-ass it. You don't finish the job half and say, okay, I'm going to come back and do it later. It's always you get the job done and then you can go enjoy, go work out, go shoot pucks or whatever. But it was always for me, get the job done at the farm, then you go have fun with your friends or go shoot or whatever like that. And that was something that's really important to me. It's just about hard work, and I really honor my dad's hard work. It's crazy how he can run a farm all by himself, and I find that crazy. And I try to help him as much as I can in the summer, obviously, and he understands um, that I have in the summer. I have skates, I have workouts and things like that, and he understands that, and that's one thing he's really understanding. And but obviously, I try to help him out as much as I can, and, especially when I was growing up. That was just something that probably drove me to be tough and be hard and work as hard as I can.
Well, it's a great, work ethic to absorb. I mean, shout out to our farmers out there, man. I mean, my family's definitely got a lot of roots in farming, and
Oh
they're the
yeah.
best, man. That's hard work, man. It's not easy. I just picture you in like the young blood workout montage, doing the weights in the barn and stuff. Like I think you fit in there. If they ever remake the movie, maybe they get you in there.
Yeah.
I think they are remaking it. I want to ask you a little bit, obviously, about you talk about working on different things, including shooting. Well, last year you scored your first career OHL goal, and I don't know if you've heard the call. Mark and I were pretty excited. We were
I
so
heard it,
excited for you because, like I said, I mean, like we both watched hockey a long time, and like we love the lunch pail guys, the guys that just come and they work hard every night. Like that's easy to get behind, right? And when you scored your goal, like we felt like proud parents or something up there. We were so excited for you. What was that like watching that puck go? And you ripped that thing too, dude. You got to shoot more, Rowan.
Yeah, I know. Heard that one a little bit. Yeah, it's I remember it to some extent. To some extent, I was just kind of in shock when you see that red light go off. Obviously got a great feed from Charlie there, and I had walked right down Main Street. And I said to myself, I can't miss this one. So I took advantage of it and shot. And yeah, that was a pretty happy night for me. I mean, would have been a little bit better if we won that game, which I was a little bit upset about. But still, it was a great moment for me, and I just it was really wholesome, and I appreciated how much my teammates cared about me scoring that goal too. So it meant a lot to me, and I'm hoping there's a couple more to come this year. So we'll see.
Oh, I think there will, especially if you to let shots like that go. Far side, right inside the post, blocker down. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me a little bit about the vibe around the team this year. You guys are obviously off to, as we chat here, a much better start. The work, you can see the dividends of what all you guys did in the summer paying off early, all the way down to the rookies. And you got some exciting rookies on the team this year. I mean, at forward and on your back end, I mean, there's a good mix of guys. You got two exciting young goaltenders who are really rounding into form. Like,
Yeah.
what was the vibe like coming back and kind of getting the reset button hit for everybody on, like you said, a year last year that didn't go the way everybody wanted? What was it like coming in and kind of hitting the ground running and saying, we're going to get off to a better start this year?
Yeah, I think it starts with last year, um, in the exit kind of interviews and things like that. Like, I had mentioned to a lot of the boys, just do everything you can this summer to prepare us for next year. And that's myself included and everyone. We just needed to have a good summer of work. We had a long summer, so that was something that was really important. And when I came back this year for camp, I was shocked and I was really happy to see the progress that all the boys had made. Yeah, including whether that's ranging from the new guys that are coming in, how much grit they had, or the guys that are coming to their second, third year, whether that's putting on muscle, whether that's getting faster, things like that. I was really, really impressed. And then leading into our preseason games and the camp, all those things, and especially leading into the start of the season, everyone has continued to put in the work and the extra time after practice in the gym. And I think that as a guy who is a little bit older now, seeing those younger guys doing those things, it's really something that gets you excited because you know that, hey, look, they want to win. They weren't happy with last year, like we all weren't, and it's just something that's really exciting. You can see it in their battle practices, for example. Everyone's going 100%. Everyone wants to get that puck. Everyone wants to win. It's not like here you go, you do it. It's everyone's there to win, and I think that's something that'll really help us this year. And I'm really excited for it.
I think, when I talked with your captain, Charlie Paquette, a little bit after, the opening weekend, and obviously, there was a little bit of, trepidation maybe from some people after the Oshawa game thinking, oh, like, here we go. Is this the same Guelph Storm? And I said to him when I saw that Saginaw game that you guys put together on the road,
Mhm.
I said to Charlie, I thought that was one of the ballsiest efforts that you guys had put forth.
Yeah,
Certainly from any time last season with a lot of ups and downs and injuries. I thought that was an unbelievable response. Like, you guys came out and you blew the doors off the spear. I mean, like, let's just, call a spade a spade. You guys had one of the best road games I've seen out of you in a long time. I think that that's maybe something that you guys can attach to, and maybe that becomes the identity of this Storm team. Would you agree with that, Rowan?
100%. Yeah, I think that the first game back against Oshawa, everyone that was our first kind of game as a full team. I want to say, with everyone coming back from camp and everything like that, and I think that it was really important that we all identify our role on the team, what's really important for each player to focus on. And I think that from that night against Oshawa, leading into that Saginaw game, we learned a lot of lessons in that game there, and we learned kind of more about the roles we have to play and what it's going to take for us to win. And I think that in Saginaw we were prepared, and we all played our roles to the best of our abilities, and we were obviously rewarded for it. And I think that we had a good two games on the weekend here. Obviously, it would have been nice to win that one against London. Mistakes are going to happen, but I think that it was really, really important stepping stone for us, and that's the kind of identity you're going to see from our team. Extremely hardworking and identifying our roles as the year goes on.
Yeah, two tough overtime games, a great one against Saginaw that you guys won, and then a tough effort against London where again you guys were really grinding back-to-back nights too. The effort was there, and that's impressive, and I think something you guys can continue to build off. On that note, I just want to touch too on, and I talked about this with Charlie too, and I'm definitely interested to kind of get, the leader's perspective on this. The coaching staff coming back, and for you as a defenseman, specifically Rob Davison, a guy that played in the NHL for an awful long time, knows the ins and outs of this game. For you, having that coaching staff come back and having some continuity, some familiarity walking back into camp, and for you as a defenseman, having Rob specifically working with you guys, how big is that for not only your development and the development of the team this year, but how this team wants to play defense this year? How huge is that having those guys back behind the bench?
Yeah, I think it's everything. Like we come in from last year learning from some things that maybe didn't work out. And throughout the summer, Davey, I know, called all the defense. He talked to us about our player comparisons, some of the things he wants us to work on over the summer that will help us identify our role next year. So, for example, for me, a couple of things I wanted to work on, and he saw in my game was scanning my puck retrievals, things like that. And that's some things that I implemented into my skates in the summer. And I think that it's so important this year because now all the coaches, not just Davey, but all the coaches identified each player and how they think they can develop into a role that will eventually lead to a winning team. So whether that's for me, for example, playing penalty kill minutes, playing shutdown minutes, being hard, and just making a good first pass, that's something that I take pride in, and that's something that Davey got to know me as a player last year, and he can continue to work with me on those things. And I think that's the same for every player, for Corey, for Scotty, and for Davey. They can identify the player and what kind of player they need that guy to be on a winning team. And that's something that really helps when you have your coaches coming back year after year. And again, I love our coaches. They're awesome. The work ethic they put in, we really appreciate. And I think if we keep doing what we're doing, we're gonna see some really good results in the future here.
I agree. And I mean, when you talk to those guys, I mean, the number one thing that jumps out is how much they care. I mean, they
Hmm.
really care about you guys, and you can tell. And I mean, I think that continues to foster that really tight knit attitude. You guys, we walk by you heading into the rink every night. We see how tight of a group you guys are. And I think that having coaches like that certainly emphasizes that type of vibe. I'll leave you with this, Rowan. Like I said, we've been so impressed with all the work you've put in. I think people that watch the broadcast can tell you're kind of one of our favorites on the team. Mark and I really appreciate seeing you out there and all the work you put in. We see it. I mean, it might not show up on stat sheets all the time, even though we're expecting some more goals out of you. But we see it, man, and we're really proud of everything you've done so far. And so I'll leave you with this. It's your fourth year now in the Ontario Hockey League and as part of the Storm franchise. What to you has been the most special thing about being a Guelph Storm?
That's a good question. I could go a million different ways here, but I think the one thing that makes this process most enjoyable is honestly is the word community, whether that be with the community of our team, how close the guys are, how much everyone respects each other, and how much everyone cares about everyone or all the guys' success. Obviously, community could go into the fans, the crowd we get every single night. It may not be the easiest at times when we're not playing up to our standards that we know we can. We really appreciate how much the community supports us, the community, the coaching, the community, just of the team in general. Is just something that's so special and something that you don't really get in any other rink or any other franchise. So I think that's something that really makes playing in Guelph enjoyable.
I think that's really well said, man, and I think that's another reason why you're definitely a fan favorite, and why everybody's kind of taken to this young group early in the season. And I think that that's going to continue. I really appreciate this, dude. I'm looking forward to another great year and continuing to see your game grow, man. It's been a lot of fun so far. You should be proud of what you've achieved thus far, and I think there's a lot more to come for you, Rowan. So thanks so much for doing this, buddy.
So thank you very much, Ryan. Really appreciate it. We'll see you on the ice.
Absolutely, man. Very excited. And remember, you want to come down and watch Rowan Topp and his Guelph Storm teammates this year. Okay, the Slee Show's been rocking. You got to get down, take part in that. You can go and get tickets on the Storm website and the box office at the Sleeman Center. And remember, you can find this podcast on the team website, all the team socials, YouTube, all your favorite podcast apps, the whole bit. We will be back next week with more Eye of the Storm.